Hello everyone, this is Daniel Lee. I'm here with another Dka Draft, and looking at this first pack, the pick is going to be between Vault of the Archangel and Death's Caress. Um, I'm thinking I might take Vault of the Archangel. 'Cause it is definitely like a more powerful card. Yeah, I think I'm going to try Vault of the Archangel, even if I don't end up playing it. Like I've drafted Death's Caress a lot. It is definitely good, but I've never actually really played with Vault, except for at the pre-release. So I think I'm going to grab it and see where I can go with that. Yeah, following that up with a Niblis of the Urn. Like, this is the best card in the pack, so, yeah, Vault was actually, working out fine there. And then Black-White is also one of my favorite color combinations in this format, so, yeah, I guess I'll take a Niblis of the Urn. This pack is not terribly exciting. I think it's just going to be an Avacyn's Caller. This card is pretty good, and it can make spirits and whatnot, and so, yeah, I think I'll just grab it. It's not really good with any of the cards I have so far, but it's good in this kind of deck. Like, especially in white decks where there's lots of humans, this card's actually very good. Yeah, I mean, just making a spirit is really good. And then I guess also with Vault of the Archangel, like, giving all your spirits, like, Death Touch, that seems pretty reasonable. I mean, moving on here, this is definitely a little bit of a different start to a deck, because I don't play any of these cards all that often, but these are all, definitely powerful. And, like, this might be better in Sealed than it is in Draft, but at the pre-release of Dark Ascension, when I was playing this in Sealed, it was really good. Like, it just gained you, insurmountable amounts of life, and just giving your guys Death Touch just really screws up math on their part. Alright, so I'm going to take another Niblis of the Urn. I might actually wheel one of these other cards, or like an Evolving Wilds. But I think Niblis of the Urn is better than Niblis of the Mist, because this is like a pseudo-tapper in an aggressive deck, which is quite nice. And here, I think I might just take an Evolving Wilds. I don't really want to pick up Harrowing Journey at this point, so I think I might just take Evolving Wilds. I might need to splash something in this deck anyways, so this pack is not very good. I guess I think I'm just gonna take a Torch Fiend. Like, it's a good beater, and it's really the only good card in the pack. Yeah, and this is awesome. Very happy to have a Loyal Cathar here. This goes very well in this deck. I'm gonna hide the Torch Fiend for here. It's just the only reason I'm taking it is just because cards like that, just 2/1s or 2/2s for 2, like bear variants, are very good in this format because it's very aggressive, and those tend to make you curve out really well. So they have to like do something about your 2-drop and then your 3, so on and so forth. But yeah, this is kind of an interesting deck, but I think it's pretty good. Like, lots of things can. That was me opening a soda, by the way, in case that was audible. Here, it's either Saving Grasp or Screeching Scab, and I think just in the dark, I'm just going to take, like, a Screeching Scab. I mean, I guess there's also the possibility that I could take a Somberwall Dryad and try and go into green-white. Maybe that's actually better. I mean, because I did pick up this Evolving Wilds with the thought in mind that I could splash black for this. I think I'm going to take a Screeching Scab. I think I actually like it a little more than Somberwall Dryad, and some people may disagree with that, but I also like blue-white more than green-white, so I don't know. And again, I could always just not play this Vault of the Archangel. This is just an idea. But if I, get some sweet black cards, like black is my favorite color in this format, and I'd much rather be committed to black-white because of Vault than, like, blue-white because of a Screeching Scab. That doesn't seem all that exciting. Yeah, I mean, I can maybe open my my favorite uncommon in the set, Moan of the Unhallowed, because it seems like every time I mention that card before Innistrad packs, I always open it. Here, this is really not a Grim Flowering deck, like, at all. Huh. Guess I could take, like a Chalice of Flame. Nah, I'm just going to take a Hollow Hinge Piece. I was thinking with the Vault of the Archangel, like, try and go big with that, but alright, so here's just a Warden of the Wall. It's not really an aggressive card, but it's fine. And I'd also really rather not play against it. Like, this thing gets really annoying. So out of this first pack, it's not the best, but I've definitely got some good directions I can go. And these 3 cards are very nice. Double Niblis of the Urn, I think, is pretty exciting. Because, this guy beats down really, really good. Like, because things like Abyssinian Priest are always good, and like even in aggressive decks, because just tapping something is good. But this is actually better because not only does it not take up mana, but you're actually beating down when you attack with this guy. Like occasionally it's worse if they go like, I don't know, Midnight Haunting, and then you attack and you can only tap one, and so then they like block your guy. But at that point, like you just don't even have to attack with Niblis of the Urn. So here's Saving Grasp or Screeching Scab, and again I think I'm just going to take Screeching Scab. I think in a vacuum he's not only a better card, but yeah, I think that's definitely good. I mean, there's the possibility I could get like a Fiend Hunter and then have that insane combo, but other than that, Saving Grasp isn't really good in my deck already, and again I'd still maybe rather be black. Guess I'm going to take a combat trick. I mean, Break of Day is not that good, and Erdwald Ripper is actually much better, because it's kind of a good 3-drop in aggressive red decks, but I'm just going to try and cut white off and see what I can get in this pack. So this deck is a little bit strange, but it has plenty of good cards. And again, Screeching Scab is a good card. He's very undervalued. Yeah, so I'm not terribly sure what direction I want to go in yet. I mean, I could just, if I open some good blue cards, then I'll definitely be blue for the Screeching Scab, but I think white is, black tends to be a little bit of a deeper color than blue. I mean, not always, but black is pretty insane, and a lot of the time the black rares are better than the blue rares. Ooh, and a Snapcaster Mage. Okay, well, the pick here is either, it would be Falconwrath Noble if I wanted to go into black, but seeing as there's a good blue card in this pack, I think I'm just going to take Snapcaster. I mean, it goes well with Avacyn's Collar, and I don't really have anything it works with yet, but like blue and white definitely have cards that Snapcaster is good with. And I mean, he's also worth like 5 tickets, which actually isn't why I'm taking him. I'm just taking him because I think he's like as good as Falconwrath Noble if you pick up something good to use with him. And here I think it might just be a Deranged Assistant. Yeah, Deranged Assistant it is. Hoping to pick up a little more white. Like, this guy isn't, I guess, maybe insane in this deck, but again, just a human with Avacyn's Collar is definitely good. And having, having mana, like, one thing that I like the most about this deck is actually that it's stocked on 2-drops, which is very nice, because the decks that tend to be really good in this format are the ones that have a lot of 2-drops. Alright, so now we have a... Delver is not very good in this deck, so we can take a Village Bellringer or like a Think Twice, and... I think I'm just going to take a Village Bellringer. Foil Stensia Bloodhall is kind of cool, and Trib would be good if we were in black, but I think I'm just going to take Bellringer. I actually really like this guy. He makes combat very, very difficult for your opponent, because a lot of the time if they know you have it, you can just leave up 3 mana and make an attack that gets in more damage, but then they won't counterattack you. And I think it's pretty clearly Mausoleum Guard over Moonheron. Moonheron, I mean, I guess it does beat down a little bit harder, but with Avacyn's Collar, like, that's pretty nuts. It becomes a 3/2 vigilance, and when it dies, you get 3 guys, or 3 little creatures. So yeah, at this point, I need something to get some things to target with this Snapcaster Mage, but that's not all that difficult. I mean, even just like a Moment of Heroism, Snapcaster Moment, like, that's very good. I've definitely won some games because it was getting really down to the wire in terms of tempo, and then I just Snapcastered a Moment of Heroism, blocked his guy, gained 4 life, and just killed him. So, some Burial Rites, but I don't really have anything for that. I'm just going to take Moonheron. I actually do like Moonheron, and I don't feel like I get to play with it enough considering how, like, late it goes. A lot of time, there'll be like 4 cards left in the pack, and there'll be a Moonheron. Like, Abbey Griffin is not a good card. Moonheron is a good card. The fact that it has 3 power is really, really important. Like, 1 more power is much more important than Vigilance. And I guess this might even have Vigilance, like, half the time. So cards I would like to cut from this deck is like Warden of the Wall. I mean, again, it's not bad, but in this kind of deck, like, I'm going to be wanting to turn things sideways. Yeah. So here there's an Abattoir Ghoul if I was black, which I don't think I want to be. There's a Sharpened Pitchfork, which is not really great. There's an Urgent Exorcism. I think I'm just going to take an Abattoir Ghoul. I mean, I don't really have that many humans, and I already have the Absence Collar. Yeah, I don't really want the Sharpened Pitchfork, so I think I'm just going to take the Ghoul. It's the best card in the pack, and I don't really want the Moment of Heroism. I mean, sorry, excuse me, not Moment of Heroism, Urgent Exorcism. No, I would have taken a Moment of Heroism. That would actually be good in my deck, but I'm just going to take a Silver Chase Fox. I always like this guy. I always play him when I have him. It's good utility, and again, just bears are better than average in this format. Like, I'm pretty happy with this deck because it has lots of bears. Like, it doesn't have anything insane, but there are lots of, creatures in it. Small, aggressive creatures. I guess at some point I do need to pick up something with this Snapcaster Mage, like... Okay, I think Spare from Evil it is. I don't really want to play it, but I might. So here's an Elder Cathar, which I think might be the pick, or a Forbidden Alchemy, but... Yeah, I'm just going to go with Elder Cathar. It beats down better than the Deranged Assistant, and it's also a human. So, if I get something like a Butcher's Cleaver, that'd be really, really good in this deck. Also, Butcher's Cleaver is actually very good with Niblis of the Urn. Not because you necessarily equip the Niblis, but because you attack with Niblis, tap their guy, and then, beat them. Stitcher's Apprentice. This guy is, I guess, fine in this deck. I don't think he's great, but he's probably okay. So I don't have the most playables, but if next pack is just reasonable. Wow, this guy's super late. Hamlet Captain, alright. Well, I'm not going to get to play him, but he would be good in this deck. And maybe I will, like, splash black or something for, like, Vault and Abattoir Ghoul. I think that would make this deck probably pretty good. Another Spare from Evil, I guess. And I guess Naturalize, because I don't want them killing my Abyssin's Collar. And Urgent Exorcism, yeah, okay. So, I don't really want to be playing any of these cards, but I may play some combination of them. Urgent Exorcism is actually fine, too. Like, I guess I have a Silver Chase Fox to kill enchantments in the main deck, but it's ported in against, like, decks that have spirits. It's also kind of nice for, other people to not have it. Alright, something deep. Creeping Renaissance, of course. I've opened this card so much recently. I guess I'm going to take a Silent Departure here. I think that's the pick. Yeah, and it could be Lantern Spirit, but I'm pretty sure Silent Departure is a much better card than Lantern Spirit, and despite my, fondness of Lantern Spirit, I think I'm just going to take the Silent Departure. So I have plenty of bears, so I think here I'm going to take a Blazing Torch, because I don't have that much removal, and I may wheel one of those other white cards like the Silver Chase Fox. Yeah, and that's a gift. This is something I really needed for this deck, because Bonds is very good in here. It's some actually, like, good removal, and I guess getting the Blazing Torch, Silent Departure, Bonds, like, this is a much better start to a pack. Cause, yeah, other than that, I don't really have a lot. Like, maybe I could get, like, a Slayer or, like, a Fiend Hunter or something, but I don't think that's really going to happen. I think it's a little late for that. And on the vein of removal, I think I'm going to take a Claustrophobia. Like, this deck is... I guess this deck actually isn't really much more heavy on white than it is on blue. Yeah, so I'm just going to take Claustrophobia and hope to wheel one of maybe these two. I'm not really classifying Niblis of the Urn quite as removal, because I would call it, like, pseudo-removal, because it doesn't... Defensively, it does not do the same things as a tapper. Because, you can only tap down their guys on your turn, so you can get in there, and it's good for that, but other than that, it's kind of problematic. And, I mean, that's fine, and an Abyssinian Priest would probably be good. But actually, I wouldn't even mind, like, even just, like, Thraven Sentries or whatnot, just something a little bit, more powerful. So this deck has a lot of small guys that, beat down pretty well, and I guess, like, Abyssin's Collar makes all of those small guys better, but I would still rather have something that actually kills them a little bit more. Because I'm not gonna hide anything yet. I mean, maybe I'll play a Stitcher's Apprentice. I guess this guy's fine just if they, if they try and kill your guys, like if they have removal. This might actually be good in this deck. Rally the Peasants. And I wouldn't even have to play a Mountain because I could potentially Snapcaster it back, or just playing it once might also kill them. Yeah, okay. I think that's better than like a Sensory Deprivation. And a Moon Heron or a Think Twice. I think I'm just going to take a Moon Heron. This is, a higher curve card that kills them pretty well. And again, it works well with like Niblis of the Mist. And a Makeshift Mauler or another Moon Heron. I think, again, I'm just going to go with the Moon Heron. Like, I'm going to hide the Saboteur Ghoul now. Like, I'll probably play all of these. Like, I like them. For 4 mana, they're, a pretty reasonable threat. And, like, a lot of the time they have to have removal to kill them, because you can't really, a lot of the good, flying creatures in this format are 1/1 spirits, and a lot of the time it's not really worth trading 2 of them for a Moon Heron, but, I don't know, I guess that does happen. So I think I'm pretty happy with this now. Maybe a couple more 3-drops would be nice. Like, I'd kind of like to cut this Warden of the Wall and probably these Spare from Evils. So that's like 4 cards that bring me down to 23. Yeah, I guess I need a couple more playables, because a couple of these cards are lands. I think Rally seems pretty good in this deck. Yeah, I guess just a Salhoff Occultist. This is a nice 3-drop. Alright, this horrible pack. Looks like I could take Purify the Grave. It's like a sideboard card. Yeah, okay. Purify the Grave. I'm not going to take Creeping Renaissance in. Yeah, Unruly Mob. It's a creature. So, man, I really do not have many targets for the Snapcaster Mage. That's kind of unfortunate. Like, most of the targets I have already have Flashback. But, again, this guy's still fine. Like, he's, a 2/1 for... He's a bear, if he doesn't get any value. And he also has Flash, which makes him pretty exceptional. Like, I've definitely, picked off, like, a Mayor of Avabruck with a, yeah, if that's how you pronounce it, with a Snapcaster Mage just for no value. And, my God, was that worth it. Well, I guess that's not for no value, because if I hadn't done that, he would have gotten value. But, no, nothing was flashed back that day. And a Ghoul Caller's Chant. And a Disciple of Griselbrand. And this guy. Wow, I might actually play this guy. Just because he's a flyer, and the idea is, in this deck, I have, like, an insurmountable amount of flyers. Okay, so I think this looks pretty reasonable. I mean, it's not insane, but it has a lot of, like, creatures that attack people. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be splashing black necessarily, but that's a definite possibility. Okay, and Mausoleum Guard. Oh, oops. Doing my piles wrong. Maybe that's too many 4-drops. I don't think it really is, though. Yeah, that Avacyn's Caller makes this deck a lot better. I kind of like that. Oh, maybe Break of Day, actually. Creatures you control. Actually, this might actually be a Break of Day deck. Because not only does it work with Snapcaster, but it, I don't know, it's creatures you control. And this deck is going to have a lot of, like, just little guys in play. So I do have a lot of creatures. I could play a Rally the Peasants. I think that might be kind of good. I think Rally the Peasants is better than Break of Day. So maybe I'd play Rally instead of Abbey Griffin. Yeah, I think potentially that's a little bit more dangerous. And then this way, the Snapcaster Mage has 1, Like, I guess it's just the 2. Yeah, it's not very good, but whatever. I mean, Snapcaster's not insane in this deck, but he's usually insane. Like, you know, getting value out of him and, like, trading him for a creature. That's actually insane for a 2-drop, where now he's just an average 2-drop, which is still fine. Yeah, am I going to play this Vault of the Archangel? I don't really want to. I guess maybe. No, I think this deck is going to be pretty aggressive. I don't think I'm really trying to play that. So add land, suggest. 8/8. Well, I think I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 8/8 it is. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and play the games, and thank you for watching.